Installing the Compare extension into your Kentico instance is easy with the toolkit for Kentico. Let's walk through installation and how to set up comparing two sites. For this demonstration, we're going to assume you've already installed the toolkit for Kentico and it's been updated to the latest version. With that in mind, we'll need to log into your Kentico site as an administrator and launch the toolkit application. Once the toolkit application has launched, we can select Compare from the extensions available for installation. This will bring up the Toolkit Extension Installer Upgrader for Compare. I'll add in my server credentials to allow for the install. It'll take a few moments for the toolkit window to refresh as the system recompiles. Once the toolkit application has reloaded, you'll see Compare in the extensions installed on this site. Compare is free to try, however, you will need to register to get a serial number. You can get your serial number by visiting toolkitforkentico.com/login. Once you've registered, you can go under your My Account section to find your serial number right here. Copy your serial number, and you can paste it by going back into the toolkit application, going under Subscription, and pasting your serial number right here. Click Save to register your serial number. Now you're almost ready to start using Compare. To start using Compare, go to the Compare application. Once it's loaded, you'll notice that you're notified that you'll need to add another site. For our example, we'll be adding two sites to Compare, a dev and a beta site. To add a site, click on the Sites tab and click the New Compare Site button at the top of the page. We'll paste in the URL for our dev site and name it Dancing Goat Dev, then save it. Compare needs to set up a secure connection to the site, so we'll test the connection by clicking the Create Secure Connection button. Compare will check to see if the toolkit or the toolkit agent has been installed on the site for establishing the secure connection. Here, we've gotten an error because neither the toolkit or the toolkit agent has been installed on our dev site, so let's install it. It's important to note that either the full toolkit for Kentico, which includes the full GUI for toolkit, or the toolkit agent, which hides the toolkit GUI elements, can be installed and used when comparing sites. For our example here, we're going to install the toolkit agent, which won't add the GUI elements to the dev and the beta sites in our examples. Our dev site is running Kentico 8.2, so we'll need to download and install the agent from the links provided. Next, we'll need to log in as an administrator into the Kentico site we're setting up. In this case, our dev site. Just like we did with the initial install of Toolkit, we'll need to go to the Modules application and import the toolkit. We'll need to make sure that under the Import Files, all three options are selected. Expand out Development and click on Modules. And make sure Toolkit Agent is selected as well, and we'll click Next to continue the installation process. Click Finish to complete the process and allow Kentico to recompile. Once the site has recompiled, we can go back to the site we installed Compare on and establish a secure connection by entering in our credentials. With the secure connection established, we can go back to our sites listing and see that our dev site has been added to the listing of available sites. At this point, we could set up a compare project to compare these two sites. However, it doesn't make much sense to compare a 10.0 site with an 8.2 site. I've already gotten the Toolkit agent installed on the beta site, so I'll get it set up as a new site here, and we'll set up a project to compare the 8.2 dev and 8.2 live sites. With both the dev and the beta sites set up in Compare, we can now set up a Compare project. To set up a Compare project, select Projects, then select New Compare Project from the button at the top of the screen. Give your project a name. Select your source site. In this case, this will be our dev site. And select your target site. In this case, will be our beta site. We don't have any groups that we're setting this up, or we don't have any predefined compare settings. So we'll just go ahead and click Save. To start comparing the sites, all you need to do is click Run Compare. The Compare Settings screen will appear, showing you what items are included and excluded in your comparison. To see it in action, click Run Compare. The compare results will appear below the Run Compare button. To change your filter options, simply click on the Show Filter options, which will allow you to click through the different items that you've got control over how you want to filter as you compare the different sites. For more information on Compare, or to use Compare to deploy, visit the support section of toolkitforkentico.com.